Hello, Cancer. For your April readings, I'm using the Rider-Waite Centennial Edition Tarot deck. I am going to be pulling one card for each week with an additional crossing card that functions as either a supporting or opposing energy. And then I'll pull some cards from the playing card deck. Alright, so show me the energy for Cancer. What does the month look like for the sign of Cancer? What does the month hold for a Cancer sign? Okay. First week, second week, third week, fourth week. Okay. Do you want me to reshuffle? Just kidding. I'm going to go with what I see here. Okay. I see like a very stark contrast between not so great things and really great things. So we're going to go ahead and start with the first week. You know, I always see this as like being heart-related things. This doesn't feel the greatest. So there's something that you're going to have to look at when it comes to, or experience or face when it comes to like your heart. So it's disappointment in love. It could be disappointed in people that you care about, but somebody is definitely hurt your feelings here. Okay, there's some sort of heart break. There's some sort of sadness here. All right, there's no really sugarcoating this card. It's not going to apply to every single Cancer, but I'm just asking about the sign of Cancer in general. So I do see this as being some sort of difficult energy. Okay, now it's crossing it either as a supporting or opposing energy. I feel like this is the support. So what you do have as a support is you have the people around you. Okay, and I always see this as like people looking up to you in this card. You are an example of leadership. Okay, so on one end, there are people that are supporting you and encouraging you as well. And there are people that look up to you as like an example. So in some sense, I do feel like how you respond and how you deal with whatever this energy is about is like people are sort of, you know, again, taking you as like an example of leadership. They're watching you. So, you know, how do you respond to upsetting energy? Do you lash out? You know, do you maintain healthy boundaries and say, hey, I need some time to sort of process this. I'll get back with you later. That sort of thing. It's like how you respond to this. And in some way, I kind of feel like this is like some sort of test, like the universe is testing, like how are you going to respond to this? Okay. Okay, and you also have the people around you that are supporting you. I see like this woman here. Now, the Queen of Wands, she is an outgoing energy. She's very social. She has a lot of friends. She speaks her mind. Sometimes she is a little bit, you know, she's very warm and very encouraging, but at the same time, she can be a little bit selfish. And I feel like that's where that's coming from with this Three of Swords energy and this Ten of Swords energy. I feel like this woman in your life has sort of let you down in some way. Okay. And she is kind of being a little bit about herself. She's, you know, maybe acting out of her own ego sense, or maybe she's just being, you know, acting out of unconsciousness. But it seems a little bit inconsiderate the way that this person is treating you this month. And my advice is, when I see this, is like, one, don't take it personally, because it's always about her, right? So she is that Leo energy where it's like everything is sort of about me, the world revolves around me, and everyone else just gets to live in my world and bask in the solar rays that I emit, right? So she can be a little bit conceited sometimes. That's okay. She's very fun to be around when you're on her good side. If you piss her off, she will like hit you with this wand, right? And it can cut deep. Sometimes I feel like she's a little bit impulsive as well. She has that very fiery energy. And I see her sort of running rickshaw over you. Rickshaw, yes. And, you know, maybe you feel like she is won at your expense. So in a way, I do see this energy as being like an opposing energy. Maybe, you know, she or you could feel like there's only one person that can win, right? Win at all costs here. And in some sense, I feel like some of you Cancers may feel like you were thrown under the bus because she had to win at all costs. This is the energy that I'm picking up. Now, if you see something differently, then go ahead and apply that to your circumstance as well. But I am seeing sort of this wand is sort of like paired with the wands, paired with the Queen of Wands and the Six of Wands is like ego. Okay, her ego, in consideration of other people's feelings, and you're taking it very personally. Okay. All right, so again, how do you respond to this energy? The third week, I see you being a little bit overwhelmed with your thoughts. Okay, you have lots of swords, which is all in your mind. Again, more swords. These are the less comfortable aspects of life. I know that we always like to be happy and comfortable, but it's not always the case if we're being real, because, you know, life happens. So I feel like you're wanting to avoid this person, or they are avoiding you in some way. There's some sort of avoidance here. And this is like pretending that there's not a problem, or not facing the issue, not facing them. So obviously you have the entire month, and this is just one circumstance, but I'm sort of seeing like a play. I'm seeing it sort of play out here. And yeah, it's just really not wanting to face whatever this is. It's sort of going, you know, going within, and you're trying to process it. But I feel like the thoughts are just a little bit overwhelming, and you're not sure what to do about it. And it's okay to not do anything. Actually, sometimes that is the best answer on what to do. Not do anything. Don't respond. Don't react. Don't do. Just be. Okay? And sometimes that temptation to want to retaliate is sort of... it's there. Especially, you know, Cancers, you are very sensitive, right? When you trust fully. When you love openly and wholeheartedly. So you do give a lot of yourself, okay? And whatever happens, I'm very sorry about this, but it just looks like you need some time to sort of process, and again, not wanting to face and maybe wanting to avoid her might be the best option. In that sense, I feel like this is that supporting energy. It's okay to do that. Here, I feel like you're a little bit, this is about boundaries and being a little bit closed off for self-protection and self-preservation. And I feel like it's because of what happened here. And this woman here that sort of caused this. So I feel like you're sort of going into your shell here a little bit, closing off self-protection mode. And it's okay to still take time to yourself. here. I feel like you're going to find the most happiness at home here. And also, you know, I do see this as being like a wonderful card about like celebration. So, but this is also about support from other people. So I am seeing that come in here. Like you're not dealing with this by yourself. Whatever comes up here, you do have people that care about you, that you feel like are close to home, close to your heart, family even. Someone that feels like a sister to you, in that sense. I do see this card as usually being like the four walls of the home, since you do have the four staves here and you have this sort of like home in the background. And I do see this as sort of like being closed off. So you wanting to sort of tuck in and sort of hibernate a little bit. And maybe just like, you know, letting, like having over a close friend in some sense, or going to somebody's house. But I see that's going to lift your spirits here, the fourth week. Because this is a card of happiness. And you do have the 2 4s, which is like solid, something reliable. You know, something where you're feeling a little bit more grounded here. Okay, so let's get some more information here. I didn't talk about the Page of Wands, but I feel like the Page of Wands is like some sort of message here. It's news, usually. And I see it related to her because you have the wands here that are sort of covering this. You have wands covering and swords underneath. So something is either changing externally around you, caused by this person or with this person, and internally you're feeling that the swords types energy, which is the harshness of it. All right, I'm going to pull some advice cards here from this playing cards deck. 4 of Pentacles, which is this card. Oops. Oh, there she is. All right. Interesting. I'm getting a little bit more information. Ooh. People here. All right. There is a trust issue that you have with this Queen of Wands. Here she is here, and here she's showing up here. She's right across this sort of shady character. In some sense, maybe you know her very well. On other sense, maybe you don't. Maybe you don't know her. Maybe she's just sort of come into the picture and just sort of, it was sort of a shitstorm that she brought in with her. I do see this has to do with like love, with romance. So this could be a love interest that you feel betrayed by in some sense, or you feel like, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be like cheating, but it just could be like lying, like the white lies here, or maybe not even white lies, maybe just like an outright lie, and this was really childish, and you're sort of like caught this person lying in some way, and there's like intense fear that you go into here. Now, like, it doesn't have to be infidelity, like I said, but it's something that was definitely careless. It was childish with this woman. And here I see the King of Pentacles. See the King of Pentacles, who is like a reliable person. I see the Queen of Wands, who's a fun-loving person. See the Jack of, or the Knight of Cups, which is about romance. This is the Don Juan sort of energy. And the Queen of Swords, which I feel like is you this month. Grieving, feeling sort of betrayed or hurt in some way with this dynamic, however that plays out for you. It's possible Now, I don't want to, the purpose of my readings are not to make you afraid. My purpose of my readings are to encourage you and to validate you, and also let you know, like, have a heads up in some way. The Page of Wands is like an online energy, so this could be like in some sort of like an online affair if you're in a committed relationship. If you're not in a committed relationship, I just see that there's a woman that gives you a really hard time, and maybe this King of Pentacles is sort of there for you. He's like sort of your rock in some way. Or maybe you find out that, someone you're dating has like lied to you in some way or has kept something from you, and you find out about it and it just sucks. It doesn't necessarily have to do with cheating, but it's just like, you're like, why did you have to lie? Now you're questioning other things. Did they say, other things is, have they been lying to me about other things? Right. Okay, fine. So one, I do see the message here is it's okay to sort of close off. It's okay to sort of set your own boundaries and be in your own space. That's what this is saying. You sort of need to organize your thoughts and your feelings about this. I'm seeing the Queen of Wands as either a love interest of yours or a love interest of somebody else's. I'm seeing this Queen of Wands here as being sort of not really forthright, having an agenda, strategizing, that sort of thing. And I'm seeing this King of Pentacles as someone that's close to home. Someone that you can count on, someone that's your rock in some way. Okay. And this Queen of Swords energy with the Page of Wands, you could be reading something or finding something out, sort of processing this in your mind, whatever news comes in for you this month. But ultimately, I feel like you're going to have some supportive people around you this month. I see it here. I see it here. And, mid-April looks a little bit, I'm not really sure what's going on with this Queen of Wands, but you'll have to fill me in on how this happens or how this comes about in your life, and if it does in some way. Like I said, the specific circumstances are going to play out for every single Cancer, but this sort of energy is there for this Mercury retrograde that we're having in April, where, crossed wires happen, information arises that we didn't know that we actually need to know. It's for our benefit here. So this is what I'm seeing for you, Cancer, for the month of April. I want to make a couple of quick announcements. If you are interested in a private reading, you can contact me either through my website or through my email address listed in the description box below. And also, in addition to the monthly sign forecast videos that I have been uploading, I would like to share that I feel inspired to begin pulling a weekly oracle card message, which will be applicable to all the signs. I think it would be beneficial to gauge the type of energy that is available to all of us for the week ahead. So thank you for watching, liking, and sharing my videos, and for subscribing to my channel.